Hello guys, with you again, Gulnara Omar, and in this segment, I want to tell you about hypnotherapy. What is hypnotherapy? It is a collaborative interaction between a client and a hypnotherapist when hypnotherapist is helping a client to be induced in a very calm and relaxed state of mind. So let me demonstrate you something so that you have a clear idea of what I'm talking about. So if this is your mind, and we have separation between conscious and subconscious mind. So this is your conscious mind, and let's say it's about 10%, and 90% is your subconscious mind. Right? 90%. So if we talk about programming that happens in our subconscious mind, it can be a very traumatic memory in your childhood. So let's put this brick here, and it's called ISE, and it stands for initial sensitizing event. So this event when something very emotional happened to you as a child. And in hypnosis, we get to access that part. Why do we need to be hypnotized in order to get there? Because our critical mind is very protective. So imagine if this is your gate, and here you have lock. You have a lock. See? And it's very big. So you need to get the key in order to open so that you can go here. So how do we get into the lock? We need to find the key. So where do I find the key? Let's say this is the key, right? What could be the key in order to get here? The key is relaxation, being in a tranquil state, so that you can be so relaxed that your critical mind doesn't interfere. For instance, if I tell you, tomorrow you're going to have a great job, in 2 months you will find an amazing job, your critical mind will tell me, no way, because it's critical, it's doubtful. It will say there's no way you're going to find this job quickly. So what I need to do, I need to get here and find the block. And maybe, let's say in your childhood, as a child, you were told many times that you must work really hard, or we're just unlucky family, or, well, you don't have luck in your life. So this ISE could be so traumatic for you, and it will create that negative emotional memory. When I go here, let's say this is the key, I opened it, right? So it is open now. Let's say now it's open. We don't have any block now, so the gates are open. And we go right here. So we go here. We don't remove the memory. We remove the emotional charge attached to this memory. So when you come out of hypnosis, even when you think about it, you will not feel emotional, and you have a better memory. You might have more hope. You might have self-belief, and you say, yeah, actually it's possible. So that's why it is so important for us to open this gate. And many times I saw clients with different issues, and it doesn't have to be something very huge. I'll tell you a little story about my client. Her name was Becky, and she came to me because she had issue with her love life. And it was very interesting because about a few weeks before her wedding, her fiancé canceled on her. And it was very traumatic. And she would go to different healers, and she said, maybe I have generational curse, something is happening to me. So when she came to me for the session and we discussed her situation, of course, as a therapist, we asked about the childhood. I said, is there anything about your relationship with your father? And she actually sounded a bit annoyed, and she answered, no, I have no problem with my father. I have a great relation with my father. It has nothing to do with my father. I said, okay, fine. let's look for something else. So we went into hypnosis. I put her into a trance state and we asked her subconsciousness clearly. I had a request. What is it that stops Becky from getting happily married, and why she gets abandoned and rejected? And I asked her about the feeling, what she feels every time when people cancel her weddings. And she said she felt disappointed, betrayed, and another feeling was rejected, yes, and abandoned. All these feelings. So I needed to take her to subconscious mind and find ISE. When she was in her trance state, she remembered one situation that she couldn't remember when I was talking to her. When she was 5 years old, her father promised to take her to a brand new zoo. And they were looking forward to going to the zoo for previous 6 months because they could see the zoo being built. And she was so excited. She lived with all this anticipation. One day, actually the day before their planned trip to the zoo, Becky had food poisoning and she couldn't sleep all night. She was throwing up. She didn't know what to do. And she woke up early in the morning and was looking for her father. And they had actually a ritual with her dad. In the morning when she would come down, they would eat porridge together and chat for a little bit. That morning, she couldn't find her father. And actually, she saw him driving off the driveway. So she ran out, but he didn't see her, so he drove off. She came home crying. And then her mom came and she said, but you're sick, you can't go to the zoo today. So you see, very often, parents think that it's not a big deal. But for a child, it's the entire world. It's so important. It's the universe. So she felt disappointed, betrayed, abandoned, rejected, and because she didn't know why. So her father came later that day because her mom, when she woke up, she said, well, Becky can't go to the zoo. And he went off to do his own business and errands. And see, Becky had great relationship with her father. So children, they're not necessarily taking into their adulthood something bad or continuously negative environment or something really abusive. Sometimes it could be one memory with a huge and strong emotional charge that might affect them and create that block. So what happened in her life, because she had that, it attracted other situations. And there were more negative situations. So in hypnotherapy, what we do, we need to go and remove that. And there are many ways to do it. We do hypnodrama, cancellation of negative events, and so on and so forth. So I hope it gave you a better understanding of how we access suppressed memory. See, Becky, when she was telling me her situation, she didn't remember that case. Why? Because we can't walk in our adult life with a lot of pain. So sometimes our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, we deliberately suppress that negative memory. And that's what happened with Becky. So I hope Becky's situation helped you to understand how hypnotherapy works and how we access her blocks and how we remove them. Because when she's relaxed, I can do a lot of things to remove them. I basically do a lot of cleanup. So when she opens her eyes, this is no longer here. In fact, what I can do, I can insert other situations that are filled with love and romance. And in that case, by the way, with Becky, I made other suggestions, and I asked her to imagine how when she came down, her father did have porridge with her, and he talked, and he actually said that we were going to postpone it. We'll do it later. And he gave her a nice promise. So he gave her a hug. So he handled it properly. And that's why I decided to write my book. It's about money, is the child and the child within. Why? Because I have seen so many adults suffering from their childhood. So my book is addressing these issues. If you have any questions, please post them down below and subscribe to my channel to have access to more interesting information about hypnotherapy and how our subconscious mind works, and also how you can help yourself with some of my tools. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you soon. With love, Gulnara Omar.